Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Mo Stories. I'm here with one of my good friends, L.A. Anderson. L.A. was a superstar in Hanley High School in both football and basketball. It's mainly football. I don't like his game in basketball, but he's still pretty good. So I'm just here to catch up with him. He's a coach now as well as a trainer, so he'll give us all that information of how to find his page and his program, the apparel to his program. But here he is, Coach Anderson.
All right.
What's up, LA?
What's up, my man?
How you
Good to
doing,
see you,
man?
brother.
Yes, sir. All right, let me get this started for you, man. You were a two-sport star in you were known in Winchester, but
Right.
you were a two-sport star at John Hanley High
Yep.
School. Who introduced you to both sports?
All right. So just growing up, we always just played everything. So,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Just basketball, football, kickball, baseball, all that. So Mr. Robinson, he was my mentor. He actually signed us all up. It was probably about 10 of us one day,
Yeah.
like me, Travis, Jason, Lamont. It was just a rack of us. And we was just walking from playing basketball behind the school, Douglas. And he signed us all up for actual organized basketball. So that was my introduction to basketball and football because he actually signed me up for football too.
Yeah.
But his brother was coaching me in Little League football.
Yeah.
So organized, Mr. Robinson introduced me, but Jerome Brooks, which is my uncle, more like a brother, he played on the 94, 95 Hanley State Championship team. So I always watched him play and
Yeah.
all that, you know what I mean, that team coming up. So that was my introduction to Hanley sports and all that stuff like that.
Which one did you fall in love with first? Like I didn't see you play football. I'm fast forwarding because I met
Yeah.
you later. I didn't see you play football in school,
Okay.
but I heard a lot.
Yeah.
But basketball, you were pretty good at.
Yeah. Basketball. So it was one of those things at that time.
Mhm.
Um, I love basketball and football. So my thing is with basketball, I was more in love with that at first. You know what I mean? Just because I played it more. And football, it was one of those things like, all right, when it's football season, it's football season. When it's basketball season, it's basketball season. I actually played soccer first. And then once I got to middle school, my boy Johnny
Yeah,
Gilkerson
yeah,
scared me. He was like, yo, we run this many miles. And I was like, look, I'm not running that many miles. Like, you know what I mean? But that's just me back in
yeah,
the day,
yeah,
like not thinking. It was like, you're not going to run that many miles like that day.
yeah.
So it just pushed me more off of soccer to where I just focused on
Uh,
basketball and football. But I would say I love basketball and football probably honestly the same, but I just started playing basketball first.
uh-huh. So when you were in high school, when you were leaving high school, what ultimately made you decide to go with football and just leave basketball?
Um, to be honest, my thing was I thought I had a better chance of making it to the league playing football. So just because, like when I was here, I was probably the same. I probably grew 2 more inches since I was in eighth grade. Like I'll show you a picture off camera.
Yeah,
I thought I was going to be like my little brother, like Jeremy. I thought I was going to be about 6'4", 6'5", because I literally had a growth spurt like early. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, if I grow, then I'll stick with basketball. You know what I mean? So football, I thought I had a better chance of going pro at football. So that's why I stuck with football. And I just like the contact part of football, which like if I was going through something, which my earlier in my like life, like younger, if I say from about 11 to maybe 18,
mm-hmm.
like, you know what I mean, middle school, high school, just me being just aggressive and just like angry. Like I wasn't one of those kids that was young that like lashed out on people, you know what I mean, something like that. But if I was playing something or I was competitive, like I don't want to lose. Like if I
Yeah.
lost, like I'm crying. My mom's like, you gotta calm down. It's just a game. But in my head, I'm like, it's not just a game.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was like more of like the contact part, which I think helped me in basketball too, just being more physical in basketball, being a football player.
Mhm. So what was the part that drove you crazy the most? Is it that losing, like your friends were better than you, or was it just something inside of you that
my
you?
my thing was with losing, it was like I didn't do enough. Like I shouldn't have lost. Like if
Mhm.
like to this day, like as you know, you play. I don't care who I'm playing against.
Yeah,
Like I expect to win. Like I don't
yeah,
expect to lose in anything. If you beat me, you beat me. But
yeah,
I'm gonna play again, and I'm gonna feel the same way. I'm never gonna be like, well, he's better than me, or like, oh, I'm scared to play. No, it's just
yeah.
that's just not like how I'm built.
Okay.
So it was just more of just me like. I didn't do enough. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what did I do to lose that game because
Okay.
they didn't beat me? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. So what were some of the adversities you faced growing up? Because that temper had to get in the way of certain things.
Yeah. So long story short, when I was probably about 11, like some stuff happened like with my dad and stuff like that to where it just me seeing him, you know what I mean, every day to where like I don't see him for like years and stuff like that. I could just talk to him on the phone and stuff like that. So it made me be like more of just like why, and like just you know what I mean, just like
Hmm.
not aggressive, but just hot head, like
Yeah,
temper. Like
yeah.
if something rubbed me the wrong way, like I said, I would be mad. Like I wouldn't lash out unless you did something to me. You know what I mean? But it was just more of just like lashing out, like in a game, like letting my emotions take over my
Yeah.
game. You know what I mean? Like so, the older I got, I had to learn to just like be even kill. You know what I mean?
Right.
Level headed at all times. But yeah, younger, I would just lash out and just not be focused on what I needed to do.
So the football part probably was one of your
So that the
toughest.
football part,
Okay.
I knew I could be aggressive and
Yeah,
actually like take out my anger
yeah.
without getting in trouble. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
okay. Yeah, that's true. After you got pretty good and got known everywhere in town, because by the time you got to your 10th grade year, you were already a two sport star.
Hmm.
Did it put pressure on you to play good every game, especially home games?
No, to be honest. So my biggest thing was whenever I did that, if I thought about like, oh, I need to go do this or go do that, I would always, it would never work out like
Mhm.
that. So I would just play. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like just let the game come to me, just play, and I'll be fine. Because anytime I started thinking about what I needed to do,
yeah.
like that's when I would overthink stuff. You know what I mean? And then it's me pressing to where I would mess up and just it's just a game. You know what I mean? Like just play. So that's my biggest thing that I used to try to teach the younger kids. Like just play the game. The game will come to you. Don't press. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. Were you superstitious at all?
I was for football. So my freshman year, all the way up until my senior year, I played receiver.
Yeah,
I didn't play quarterback until my senior year. So any game that we played,
yeah,
if it was a Friday night or a Saturday, I wouldn't like dap you up like with my right hand. It would
yeah.
be my left because this is my dominant hand. I had this thought that like I get bad juju if I'm like, you know what I mean? Even if it's my teammates or anybody. So I never let anybody touch my right hand
Yeah.
quarterback wise. And then for basketball, I always the first shot whenever we come out for layup lines,
Mhm.
it's weird. So I'm on my right side, but I would shoot a inside left hand layup
Yeah,
on the right side. The first shot ever when I came out on
yeah.
the court for basketball. That was just something that I just did.
Coach didn't say anything. He didn't care about it.
No, because Coach Dixon, his thing was he would get us in practice. When the games comes, he's you know what I mean, he didn't already did what he needed to do to us during the week of practice. So when the game
Yeah,
comes, we was ready to go for him. So
okay.
that was never the problem with when games come. And he always gave me the confidence. You know what I mean? Like he was super hard on me. And when I was younger, I'm just like, man, why is he always on me? Da da da. Like even I was in 7th grade, he would come over here to our middle school practices, and I would go to the basketball camp. And he was just always hard on me. But it's what he saw. I didn't see what he saw in me
Yeah,
at that time over those years. I just always started like, man, Mr. Dixon's always messing with me.
yeah,
Da 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 da. But as I got older and like as I'm older now, I know exactly why I did it.
yeah,
So I appreciate him for that, like big time, because
yeah.
he played a big part of my life.
That's great. You played 4 years for him. What was he
Hmm.
like as a basketball coach?
As a basketball coach, for me,
Yeah.
more of like a father figure. You know what I mean? He didn't let me get away with anything, which I needed. Him, Coach Rayburn, Coach Jones, and Coach Scott. They got smart to where they know that like we got to put LA in a weight training class
Yeah.
first block, because if you
Yeah.
don't, he ain't gonna show up to school to third block because my mom's already gone to work. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So they don't that, but that helped me to get to where I needed to go.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, as a
That's smart.
coach, he was great. More of like a father figure to us, to me, and a lot of my friends and teammates that I played with.
Yeah. 2004, man, you went crazy. 2004 football season, you were all state first team,
Hmm.
first team Northwest District honors. You threw and ran for 1,000
Yeah,
yards. You passed for 1,241 and rushed for 2,553. What was your favorite part of that football season?
it switched. My bad. 25 passing, and then 12. It should have been 12, like 1,200
Rushing.
rushing. Yeah,
Okay, okay.
but I mean, I could give you the which come with it, but yeah, it was. Like I said, Coach Jones just because I always had Josh Verts as my quarterback, even from Little League. So I always played receiver. He always played quarterback. So my senior year, we was walking up Jefferson, and Coach Jones pulls up on us. He's like, "You gonna be quarterback?" And I was like, "What?" Because I was coming off a hand injury from tearing a tendon in my hand
Yeah.
the year before. Chris Baker was supposed to be our quarterback. He broke his leg in a baseball game in the summer. So Coach Jones was like, "You gonna be quarterback?" Once he told me that, he
Hold
put
on.
me.
What year was that?
This was my junior year summer going into my senior year. So
Oh,
the only year
snap.
I played quarterback was that year right there, my senior year. Other than that, I was always receiver from freshman year to my senior
Oh,
year.
snap. I
Yeah,
never knew that.
yeah. So I only 1 year. That was 1 year.
Man.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. So what do you remember the best? What was the best part of that year for you?
The best, to be honest with that,
Yeah.
no one gave us a shot. They literally said in the paper, I have it, that we were going to go 3-7 because we lost 17 starters.
Uh,
Our quarterback got hurt. They didn't know that I was going to be the quarterback that I was.
Yeah.
So we ended up going to the state semifinal and lost by a 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
We went 9-4. But that year was we were legit a team.
Mhm.
Like there was no, even though I'm getting all the praises and all this stuff, none of that stuff happens
Yeah.
without my teammates, and we were just a team, like a legit team.
Yeah. That was your senior year, right?
That was my senior year. Yep.
So that was also the same year you accounted for 39 touchdowns.
Yep. Yep.
Man,
Yep.
yeah, you were showing off.
Yep.
Your senior year on the basketball court, you scored 24 points in the championship game.
Yep.
Was that the best memory of basketball that you have?
The best memory of that year.
Yeah.
That year, it wasn't that it was tough. It was just we went so far in football that most of our top guys, like, you know what I mean, it took us a while to get going. So, you know what I mean? Like me, Bobby, Tommy, which is our starting center, starting receiver. I'll never forget it. We lose a state semifinal game on a Saturday.
Yeah.
We play Millbrook on a Tuesday in basketball. And usually we get a week. Dixon said, y'all ain't got no week. Y'all are there Monday. We practice Monday. Played Travis and them on a Tuesday at home, and you know what I mean. So, but that year, going back to this, that year Millbrook beat us the first 2 times in the regular season, and then we ended up beating them in the district tournament, and then we played Brentsville. We won the district championship. That's how we got into the region.
Okay. Okay. When you got done at Hanley, you moved on to JUCO, Fort Scott and Northland Community College.
Yep.
You were also All-American over there.
Yep.
How did you manage to like accept that junior college route versus like going from high school to your ultimate goal, like D1?
Yeah.
D2?
So to be honest with me, that first year it was really hard for me only because I knew all the offers. I had D1 from football, and I had some lower mid majors and D2s for basketball. And just I honestly didn't know what I was going to do. Like once high school was over, I was like, well, I can't accept none of these scholarship offers. Like I got to real life. You know what I mean? Like I got to get a job. Like it's over.
Yeah,
And then Coach Jones was like, nah, there's a D1 JUCO in Kansas that wants you.
Yeah.
Fast forward, I went there for a year, played. The coach that recruited me, he was from Virginia, Coach Organic.
Yeah.
He got fired. So then the new coaches that came in, they wanted me to stay, but just I don't know, it's just I didn't feel like the connection with them, so I just moved on. Actually, one of my good friends that I met in Kansas, Deemish, he's from Jersey. Me and him transferred to Northland, which was in Minnesota, and then that's where I finished at.
Man, what was that like, Minnesota?
Minnesota was just cold because, like, to be honest, like when I say cold, it's cold. When it goes -10, it not coming over that until May. So when it snows one time, that snows on the ground until it's time to go home in May because we're 70 miles from Canada. So it's up there, but it was a good experience for me because it's me meeting new people, me in a different area, playing against different people, stuff like that. So it was a good experience, and that's actually where I went back to playing basketball. So I played football and basketball. So I used to go in there with the basketball players just to do my conditioning. The coach comes in there one day, he was like, you should play. And I'm just like, I ain't really, you know what I mean? I was like, So I was like, I'm going to do it. But ultimately, it was just too much of my body at that time. I was like 2 years out of high school at this time, which I could still play. You know what I mean? That's probably around the time I actually met you. So when I come home, you know what I mean? That's what I would play with the SU guys or play the Civics. That's how I would get my cardio in. But it was just too much on my body, and I was like, I'm trying to go to the league for football, so that's why I just played basketball, but focused on football when I was in JUCO.
So when you went to JUCO, did you try to go back to receiver, or you just kept on quarterback?
When I went to JUCO, when I first went, I was at quarterback for Kansas and Minnesota. So then me thinking of like the long-term goal of like, all right, if I'm trying to make it to the league, I got to either go back to receiver or go play safety. So I played safety, strong safety, outside linebacker, safety, because I was like, I know from a defense perspective, like I know route combinations. I know that from playing quarterback and playing receiver. So I was really good at safety, and then that's how I got JUCO All-American at playing safety. I was playing safety and quarterback, so they had me down as an athlete in JUCO when I got All-American.
Yeah. You played both sides of the ball?
Some games because it just depended on who we was playing. Like if I was playing my first year in Northland, actually, I was just strictly safety because we had a quarterback that was actually really good. They didn't need me to play quarterback, and I was like, this is where I want to play, you know what I mean, so I can go to where I need to go.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you think of that kid in Jacksonville that wants to play both ends? I can't remember his name.
Who's that? Travis Hunter.
Travis
All
Hunter.
right.
Yeah.
So my thing is, I mean, he's different. You know what I mean? Like, I'm never gonna say don't do that. Me personally, just being a football player, that's hard.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's the highest
That's what I'm
level.
saying.
Like,
Yeah.
you're playing corner, you're playing receiver, and that's the highest level. Me, if he can do it, I mean, by all means, do it. But he has a higher chance of getting injured because you're playing both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
I think if he chooses receiver or corner, he'll be the best
Good.
at it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So
Play
it's
one
just it
full
just gives
time.
him a bigger chance, in my opinion, to get hurt because you're playing more plays
Yeah.
and you're playing offense and defense.
Uh-huh.
So, hey, but he can do it. If he can do it, I mean, hey,
And being pretty good, he gonna have to face some of the best
yeah,
receivers,
yeah,
and
yes,
yeah,
especially in the
that could
AFC.
really break your body down. I did when I spoke to Mike Brown, he said the 1 year he played football tore his body apart. That's
Yeah.
why when he moved on to college, he just left football alone.
I tell people this all the time. In my opinion,
Yeah,
if Mike would have chose to play football,
yeah,
Mike would have been a D1 football player. Like,
yeah.
I just watched him play one time. I think I was home. I might have been playing in NFL. I'm pretty sure I was, but I was watching him home, and I was just like, yo, as athletic he is on the basketball court,
Yeah.
I could just only imagine like how good he could be in football. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think I told Marcel that I was like, yo, I think he could be a great football
Yeah,
player.
because you
But
watch him play
oh
basketball,
man,
certain things he
yes,
does is like this is like a
yeah,
running back.
yeah.
Because he can stand straight up 1 minute and drop
And
real
he's on
low.
his toes all the time. He's
Yeah,
so
so the
quick.
speed
And I'm
just
just like, I'm just
it's
watching him, like
crazy.
him running
Yeah,
back or playing corner.
yeah.
He would be good at football.
Man, he probably just the contact, man. That's
Yeah,
a
no,
big
and there's nothing wrong with it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like me just looking at like an athlete,
Uh-huh.
he could definitely play. But like if he chose to play football, Mike would be good in football.
Yeah.
Like he's got the body, he's
Yeah.
got the athletic ability, he ain't scared.
Mm.
But yeah, no, I definitely told Marcel that a couple years ago.
Yeah. So you finished out at ODU.
Hmm.
How did that come about?
All right, so at fast forward, this no, a lot of people don't know this. So I still, when I finished JUCO, I got my associate degree because that's what you got to get. Because my plan is like I got to get to the league. Like
Yeah.
that's my plan. So the reason I chose ODU, it was actually out of ODU, West Virginia, and Purdue at this time, and I was this close to going to Purdue.
Yeah.
Only reason I didn't go to Purdue is because Kenyon and Jordan were born at that time, and I was at home on a break. I'll never forget it. I was about to leave to go back to JUCO, and they could just tell that I was leaving. You know what I mean? So I'm like, heck, man, I've been on this grind. Like I've been out Kansas.
Yeah.
They wasn't born yet, but Kenyon was born in '07 when I went to Minnesota, and then Jordan my second year when I was out there. So I'm just like, man, I'm not on the Midwest. Like
Yeah.
it's just a grind. So I chose ODU because it was 4 hours away instead of 11,
Yeah.
and it was in state.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why I chose ODU over Purdue. But yeah, Purdue was actually the school that I was going to go to.
Mm-hmm. That's great, man. Dang, I remember you at ODU though. I didn't know you had other
Yeah,
schools
yeah.
too.
I had it out there, but
Yeah.
like when I was like, all right, when I went on my visit, Coach Jones took me, and I was just like, man, this is 4 hours away. Coach Wilder's a good coach. Coach Reganic, like you know, what I mean, and they're gonna let me play strong safety, outside linebacker, which I'm like, all right, I'm in a perfect position to
Yeah.
get where I need to get.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah.
just need to, you know, what I mean, do what I need to do. But yeah, Purdue was this close. I was
Yeah.
that close. That's where I would have went if I would have chose to play out in the Big 12.
Mm-hmm. After you played 4 years at I mean after your college was done, right? You played 4 years at Northern Elite Football League.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't that wasn't your ultimate goal.
No.
But what was that? What was your mindset like going in every game? But you know what I'm saying? NFL was still your
Yeah.
ultimate goal.
Yeah.
In every game, what was your mindset like knowing you kind of didn't belong there?
Yeah. So the thing is, while I went up there, that was pretty much a feeder to the Packers and the Vikings. So
Okay.
that's why I went up there and played. And I'm my first year, my first 2 years, we went to the championship and lost to the Saint. I'm sorry. Oh my God, what is it? I'm having a St. Paul Pioneers in Minneapolis, and I mean they were just good. Like they had a really really good team. And the first year, I think we lost 13-7, and then the second year I can't remember what it was, but it was one of those close games. But they had NFL guys on our team, had NFL guys on our team, and it was just a battle. So that's why I went up there and played the years up there, and then that's my body started to break down. Like my
Mm.
second year, I'm pretty sure Yeah, my second year, I was going back. I was actually going in to play quarterback, and I got rolled up on, and that's when I had a slight tear in my Achilles. So I was in a boot for like 2 months,
Yeah.
and then that's when my body started to break down. I'm like,
Mm.
all right, I always told myself, if I'm not in the league by the time I'm 28, I'm good with
That's
it.
it.
I'm
Yeah.
good with it. And I was like 26, 27,
Hmm.
and then 28. Um, I was good with it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
played my last season, and I was
Mm.
just like, I'm good with it.
Did the injury cost you? Do you feel like that's what cost you the position with Vikings or Packers?
I think it had a lot to do with it just because my
Hmm.
body wasn't like
Wasn't.
I mean I was explosive, but it was just some of like I was scared to like what I mean try it.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like just like now when I play pickup basketball,
Yeah.
sometimes that competitive nature, I'm down there like rebound. Other than that, you know what I do.
Yeah.
I'm standing right behind this 3 point line,
Yeah.
shoot it, and go back the other way just to
Yeah.
get cardio in. But I definitely think my body, just 20 years of playing football straight, you know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? My body just started to catch up to me,
Yeah.
and it was just one of those things. So I
And,
was good with it.
and back then, the Achilles tear was
Hmm.
almost like that was it
Yeah,
as an
and I had a
athlete. Yeah.
slight tear in mine.
Now it's like a Achilles tear is like an ankle sprain
Yeah, you can
nowadays,
be back in no time.
Yeah, yeah. Looking back now, would you give young LA the same advice to choose to move forward with football and leave basketball?
Yeah, I would now because 100% now it ain't physical like I was. So I could play quarterback
Yeah, true.
or I could do whatever because I know that if I'm playing quarterback, I can't get hit. I
Yeah,
got forever to throw.
yeah,
Like I'm gonna have
yeah,
the best receivers, or whatever. You know
yeah,
what I mean? So yeah, I would definitely say I would still choose football. I mean, but it's also one of those things that um I don't know if basketball was like, all right, maybe I got a better chance of this with basketball, da da da. You know what I mean? And now the NIL's in. So
yeah,
when I went to JUCO, there was a clock. You know what I mean? You had the
yeah.
2 years to get up out of there, or you're gonna be behind. You know what I mean? So everything that I was doing, I told you, I had it written down. I was on a time thing, so I wasn't gonna get behind.
Yeah. In 2020, you became an assistant coach at
Hmm.
Henley's football team. Your son played on the team.
Yep.
What was that feeling like to coach your son at your own host, like the same school you made your name? Now your son is there.
It wasn't hard because I've always coached him I was training him and coaching him since he was little. But sometimes like it took me probably to about his junior year to
Mhm.
where I've got to take dad and coach and you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
differentiate the two of them because we made a pact. I told him, I said, look, whenever we're at practice, like I'm gonna be hard on you. I'm your coach, but soon as practice is over, I'm your dad. So anything you want to ask me about anything, I'm gonna talk to you as your dad. I'm not gonna be coach and on you, on you, on you, on you.
Mhm.
So once we did that, then we were good because I used to be so hard on him
Yeah.
because I know his potential and I know when he's like messing around and when he ain't doing what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
And I would be on him, but then I was like, "Look, this is on you. We got to make this pat." So
Yeah.
yeah, once practice was over, I'm dad.
Yeah.
Anything you want to talk about, we can talk about it. But if you don't ask me nothing about football, we
Mhm.
ain't talking about football.
Yeah.
But it took me a couple years to get used to do that
Yeah.
instead of me just being on him, on him, on him.
Trying to bring the best.
Mm-hmm.
What was the rise like on the away games?
Uh,
Like
so
if
on,
y'all had a good
so on the
fan.
on the away games,
Yeah.
I did, and I still do this. Back to superstition.
Yeah.
I don't ride the bus. We got
Oh,
we got coaches that we ride in the coaching van.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't ride the bus. Yeah.
That's dope. 2025. First of all, congratulations on being inducted in the
Yep.
Hall of
Appreciate
Fame.
it.
What was the feeling behind that? You were inducted to the Hall of Fame at Hanley in
So
2025.
with me, it's my thing is, and my girl Ashley, she tells me all the time. She's like, you need to give yourself more credit.
Hmm.
And with me, it's not about me anymore. Like you know what I
Yeah,
mean. So I never, if it never would have happened, I
yeah,
honestly would be fine. Like I don't, what I did at Hanley, you know what I mean.
yeah,
I did, you know what I mean.
yeah.
So it's my new part of life is teaching the next
Uh,
generation and coaching and stuff like that.
mm,
So when it did happen, like I was obviously grateful and it was a good experience because there was a lot of people to help me get there.
mhm.
But other than that, no, I would have been honestly fine with it if it didn't happen because I don't think about it. I just had a good time with playing sports and
Yeah,
sports took me a long way,
yeah.
and I'll leave it at that.
Backing up what you said, your woman said, like that was one of the main reasons why I wanted to sit down with you.
Hmm.
You don't, you kind of Yeah, I did it. Okay. Like you kind
Yeah,
of like just okay, push it to the side. To me, when I was looking up some, well, when I used to see you play both sports, like man, that
yeah,
takes a lot. That's dope. But now when I seen what you did as a football player, like yeah, you do got to get yourself.
yeah,
It's like with Chris Rome. I was like,
yeah,
man, you don't understand. Like, I mean, I talk a lot of trash to him,
yeah.
whenever like me and Coach Rob get into it about what could have happened.
Yeah,
But I have the utmost respect for Chris because
yeah,
of the way he played. Like to me, he was so good. But we were competing then. I wasn't gonna tell him that.
yeah, yeah.
And he
No,
don't even make nothing about him. He always try to. It's
yep.
about the kids. It's about the kids.
No,
But
I remember seeing him
that's
and
crazy.
Tyson too back in the day battle,
Yeah,
man. It was
yeah,
just some but good basketball, you know what I mean? And that's what it is. It's
yeah.
it's all about just the next generation for me,
Uh-huh.
you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But it's one of those things. If I sometimes I like think about it and with these younger kids, I'm like, y'all
Mm.
don't have a clue. Like
Yeah.
I can show you or I can tell you, but
Yeah.
I'm never gonna be like, well, you need to do this, go
Uh-huh.
look this up. That's never gonna be me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because I don't care. Like I
Yeah.
did it already. Like if you want me to help you get to the next level, I can
Yeah.
show you basketball and football, which I don't think I got it on. I got it on the I had it on the other shirt,
Yeah.
but that's why my logo has a basketball at the top and then the football's at the bottom.
Uh-huh.
So because both of the sports, those are both the sports I played and I excelled in them and I just had fun doing them. And like I said,
Yeah.
they took me a lot of places.
Yeah. All right, let me get you out of here on these last ones. If you could replay one game from your senior year, basketball or football, which one would you replay?
State semifinal game.
What
Yeah.
what happened in that
All
game?
right. It's the only time I said this in my Hall of Fame speech. Only time I didn't listen to what Coach Jones told me.
Yeah.
And I hesitated for a second and it
Yeah.
cost my team. He was like, Bobby's gonna be wide open. So when I went back to throw, it was weird because they didn't rush. They stood up and kind of like backed up. So when they did that, my instinct was like, all run. But when I went to go take off, I slipped
Yeah.
and Bobby was wide open. So yeah. And we lost 34-36.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh
I would go back to that game 100%.
yeah.
Only game in football high school I haven't watched it this day.
And
Yep.
you have it.
I did have it. I did have it. Actually, I have it somewhere. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
it's somewhere. I can't find those. I had all my senior games here.
That's
For
crazy.
but yeah, I would go back to that one.
Oh man. You're a big Orlando Magic fan.
Yep.
Which Orlando Magic game do you wish you could have been courtside with for?
One of the finals games I remember watching on TV,
Mm.
and I remember Nick Anderson missing both of those free throws, and then the Rockets beating us. I
Yeah.
literally fell off the couch like crying. Like I'll never forget that. Like rolled off the couch and was like
Yeah.
crying on the floor because we lost. So I would like to be like my age at that game back then
Yeah.
because we had them, and even they said it. They said, "Look, if they win one of those games and we got to go back to," he said they were too young and
Yeah.
good. They was like,
Yeah.
"There's no way," and they swept us. But
Yeah.
that would be one of the games I would definitely want to go to.
You could have a season ticket to either NFL or NBA game. Which team are you picking except the Mag? You can't pick the Magic.
NFL or
NBA.
NBA. See, it's kind of hard for me. Like I watch the Magic, obviously, because like that's my team. But as you know, during the regular season, NBA is terrible.
Yeah.
Um, Now let me see who's where. You know what I mean? What team do I want to go? Who I want to go watch play? I don't know, Mo. That's actually tough. Let me think about football. I don't know. It's just different times. Like regular season is just
It's too all over the
yeah.
place.
It's
Yeah.
just it's not very competitive to me. I don't think it's like a good product. But I got to pick a team. Let me see. I'll go Raiders
Yeah.
because that's my girls' team. I go Raiders, and Raiders got a crazy crowd out there.
Uh-huh.
So I would pick the Raiders. I go watch them play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are the better athletes, football players or basketball players?
Me personally,
Yeah, because
I think a cornerback is the most athletic person, basketball or football.
hmm
A corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say a cornerback.
What's the best compliment a coach ever gave you?
That I always praise my teammates first. It was never about me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of my biggest things. It's all the glory or stuff like that. I said people want to give me like that's fine.
Yeah.
Like I'm very humble about it, but anytime a coach is like, all right, he's a good teammate, or anybody say he's a good teammate, that's all I care about.
Yeah.
You can never. There's not one teammate that you could pull up that'd be like, I didn't like. If they did, they didn't play. They wouldn't say it to me. You know what I mean? They didn't know, but they didn't like, oh, he was a bad teammate or he ever made us feel never, because it was all. It's not about me. Like
Mhm.
it's a team. It's a team. You got to lift your team. The
Yeah.
better teams are always going to win.
Best shooter you ever hoop with?
Chris Boone.
Yeah, Chris was shooting.
Like, yeah, I mean, Chris was older than me, but once I turned 30, you remember when we play, I've seen him.
Yeah.
You give him any kind of space, you can forget
Yeah,
about
you
it.
forget.
You can
Yeah.
forget about it.
Yeah, that's always a close up on that
Yeah.
gap on
Yep.
that. Yeah. You got one spot left. Two players.
hmm
The two players left is JJ or Chad. You can only take one with you. Who you
Chad.
take?
And I love JJ like a little brother, but me
Yeah.
and Chad actually played together.
Oh, okay.
JJ was well, we all grew up together, but JJ was younger than us. But me and Chad played together, and me and Chad, this is where a lot of people don't understand. Chad's sophomore year was my senior year. Me and him used to sit in the gym, even outside at Douglas. We always working on our game, working on the game. He worked so hard that if you go see Chad's junior year, when my first year in college, Chad was Amari Stoudemire
Yeah.
in high school. I'm telling you, like
Yeah.
I mean, every game someone's calling me like, "Yo, Chad had like 4 or 5 dunks in
Yeah.
this," and then you see where he ended up doing as Shepherd,
Yeah.
Hall of Famer. I mean, yes, but he put in so much time in his game, even with me, not with me, with his
Yeah.
dad, just on his own. Like I wasn't surprised. I
Yeah.
wasn't surprised, especially once he grew into his body and could
Yeah.
jump like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, but yeah, I would take Chad.
Who were some of the toughest opponents you played against?
Whew. Well, I played against two of them every day in practice,
Yeah.
Johnny and Marcel. Um, when I met you, uh, I was like, damn, Mo's strong and can, you know what I mean? Strong. And that's like, I know sometimes I play like, all right, I got to play him like football. Like, I got
Yeah.
to, you know what I mean? Because you're strong.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, and not because he was just on here, but a lot of people don't know this. It's his brother too, Chris Skinner and Todd.
Yeah.
When Todd first came here,
Yeah. Yeah.
just I wish I could have got to play with him too, but
Yeah.
just circumstances of like school just didn't work.
Yeah.
Very shifty, strong.
Yeah.
He get in the air. He holding that joint back. I'm trying to block it. And this one I can like jump, but Todd holding that joint back here. There's a lot of guys, man. That but yeah, Josh Brown, uh, Trayvon from Charlestown,
Yeah.
T Mac. Man, Brandon Barrett. I played against him in summer league. He was a cookbook. Who else? That's around my age. I'm trying to think of. Oh man,
Did you hoop with Thompson?
yeah. John was a senior when I was a freshman. John was legit.
Oh, okay.
Who else? Devon Dean. Devon was good.
Yeah.
Devon was good. Yeah, he was good. When he went to Liberty, we had to play against him twice.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good guys, man. But yeah, just I say guys in my high school era, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those are some of the tough guys that I like to play with. As you see when we get older,
Yeah.
like those are the guys I like to play with. You know what I mean? Just so we're older, because I know it's going to be good basketball. It's going to be good competition.
Yeah. I just asked Chris this, and he went pretty much from '03 when he first came around town. So I want to hear your list in the last 25 years. Give me your 10 best players you've seen.
That I've seen or like play that I've seen.
Yeah.
See, and this goes back because I know there's guys that's like before me that, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
good ball players.
Uh-huh.
But I would just guys. I would say guys that I would like to say that don't get a lot of like recognition that I think that that should. I like my little brother, if he stays straight, JJ, Chad, you, Josh Brown, Trayvon, T Mac. Who else I got? Rick Owens, man. A lot of people don't know that Rick could play. Rick.
Shifty,
Yes,
yeah,
Rick. That's
yeah,
like I'm thinking of guys that like I think that
Yeah.
I say Chad and JJ then, right? My brother them.
Yeah. You at 7.
Who else did I got to see? I'm gonna tell Tyson Long,
Yeah.
Lil Kevin,
That's 9.
and I'm gonna say Mike Brown.
10.
Yeah, that I seen.
Yeah. Mike got a lot of guys respect, man.
Yeah, Mike, and
Yeah.
then like I said, Tyson and Kevin. I remember them when they were younger. Like when I was coming, I'm back and forth throughout. Like you know, me still playing and stuff. They were younger, but like me, I could see it. You know what I mean? Like if they stay with it, like I remember Tyson and Kevin and Kamani, all them. They used to shoot on a rim with no backboard.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So fast forward that back in the day when we were younger, like with their dad Bullet, if you look in the alley right there, there used to be a crate that we had right there on that telephone pole.
Yeah.
And we used to play 21 on that. You know what I mean? So I wasn't surprised with them, and they shooting. But yeah,
Yeah.
they should shoot on the rim with no backboard.
Uh-huh.
And it's just, but yeah, those are just some of the guys I could think of that I just don't think get enough credit that I've seen
Yeah.
over the last, 25 years. And there's definitely more like Keyshawn and Darion. I like
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
I like their game. I like the way they play. Who else?
I like Cam.
Arze. I remember seeing them. Aaron Miller from Sharando.
Yeah.
Trey Briscoe. He was at Sharando. Like there's some guys, man. I would have to sit down and think. Look, like I said, Eric Green,
Yeah.
Jordan
It's a
Sugars,
lot. Yeah.
Calvin and Clayton, the twins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That whole squad over there, they were good. They were good. I could go on, man. There's Will, you know what I mean? There's guys from Hanley that's playing now.
Yeah.
Christian, Amari,
Yeah.
that whole starting five, you know what I mean, from Hanley this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Javon, you know what I mean? Like all those, like there's guys that I could just think of that I've seen. You know what I mean? Like, I would go more of like guys that I don't think got enough credit, or like guys that are around my age. But there's a lot of talent in our area. You know what I mean? There's a lot of guys. But yeah, there's a lot of guys. There's a ton of guys, man.
C was one of my favorites.
Yeah, well, see, the first time I seen C. Russell play was, remember, we played Family Day. That was my senior year of graduating.
Yeah.
And I don't know how OC was there, but I mean, him and the guy Skip Walker, they was cooking. They was cooking. So think about, I'm 18 at the time. I was like, imagine me seeing them play at 18. You know what I mean? Like, but that was my first time seeing them, and then like people tell me like, nah, seeing them like that back in the day. And I was just like, man,
I just heard a lot about.
The Morgan brother. You know what I mean? Like that's another one. Jason. You know what I mean? Morgan. All of them. Like there's a lot of guys.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great, man. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, you already know, man. Anytime, I appreciate you, brother.